Good evening, and welcome to another episode of the New England Patriots Update. I'm Sam Gordon, your host. I am sorry for the hiatus. College gets crazy sometimes. Now, news came out about a ruling that has caused backlash throughout the New England area and has sparked parades throughout the western, southern, and northern United States, but not in the New England area. Tom Brady's suspension for his alleged part in the deflation of footballs in the 2014 AFC Championship game has been reinstated by the National Football League by rule of the courts. But there's one misconception here that Patriots fans are missing, is that Tom Brady's suspension wasn't reinstated in light that he was found guilty. No, the ruling was that Goodell had the power to do so. And according to the NFL Players Association agreement, the collective bargaining agreement, Goodell has the power to do so. And he was able to give Brady that suspension. And the court ruled that Goodell did not step out of bounds when it came to his power. So, I don't know what to tell you. There are reports coming out that Brady's options are becoming narrower and narrower by the minute, and that the chances of him being able to get the 4 games back are slim to none. And at first I thought, a negotiation, to get the amount of games down to 2. But the NFL has been quoted saying that they are not looking for a negotiation, and that has already passed, that ship has sailed. So Brady will serve his 4 games. I am going to say right now that Brady will serve his 4-game suspension. Whether he appeals it and he doesn't serve them this season, he may serve them next season. I don't want to see this go all the way up to the Supreme Court over deflated footballs, okay, in the AFC Championship game. In a court of law, more probable than not, doesn't suffice for a jury or a court or a judge. But apparently, because he's Tom Brady, that more probable than not means he did it. And in my opinion, Roger Goodell took this more probable than not, ran with it, and said, I have to recover my reputation. I have to recover and make people love me again for what I messed up with Ray Rice, who beat up his wife in an elevator. For Greg Hardy, who beat up his girlfriend on a bed of assault rifles. He gives Brady the exact same suspension as Ray Rice, 4 games, for allegedly doing something that there's no way of proving, which is unfair to Brady, who has given the NFL some of its greatest football. And it's very unfortunate that Goodell is using Brady to make sure that everybody knows that he's the man. So people will love him again for making Brady feel the heat of his so-called wrongdoings. Now, this is going to go on for another 3 or 4 months. Unfortunately, yes. It's ridiculous to me that we are still talking about this. LeGarrette Blount could have ran with a beach ball and still ran over the Colts. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about this off-season. Talking about this off-season is much more important, as the Patriots made a move trading their first-round pick away of 2012, Chandler Jones, for the 2013 7th overall pick, Jonathan Cooper, offensive lineman. Now, this is a huge move for the Patriots, as they think it leaves a hole. Analysts think it leaves a hole at the pass rush. No, you can slide Jabal Sheard right in, and that's my opinion. Rob Ninkovich. Chandler Jones goes away sometimes, when some days he's getting 5 sacks, another day he's vanished. And that was a good move for the Patriots to make, especially to re-sign Malcolm Butler, Dante Hightower, and Jamie Collins in the future. I'm going to get to a few questions right now. One of the questions I got was, will Donald Brown be a factor this season? My answer to that question is no. Donald Brown was brought in as a camp body, plain and simple. He will not make this final roster. He's on the outside looking in. However, if there are injuries to either James White or Dion Lewis, God forbid, then Donald Brown could see some playing time. Or he can make the final 53-man roster. There are 53 roster spots that need to be filled. You really don't want 4 or 5 at running back, especially with Brandon Bolden being the special teams ace. Another question I got: what will Shea McClellan's role be for the Patriots this season? His role, if you think back to 2014, a season ago, you remember Akeem Ayers, who came in and was the sub-package linebacker. Yes, that will be his role. Think Akeem Ayers when you think of Shea McClellan this coming season. Now, the big question: will the Patriots sign Malcolm Butler, Dante Hightower, and Jamie Collins to long-term deals? Or will they let them go? If I was general manager of this club, I would figure out ways to keep these guys in here, to keep these guys in the club and make sure that they don't leave. These 3 are landmarks in your defense. Your 3 big names on defense. Dante Hightower, your best run stopper now that Gerard Mayo is gone. Jamie Collins can cover tight ends and can rush the passer, whether he's in the dirt or he's out in the linebacker package. Malcolm Butler is your shutdown corner. You have let go of 2 corners, 2 elite corners, Talib and Revis. This time, 3rd time's a charm, you should keep Malcolm Butler. And with the release of Chandler Jones and with the retirement of Gerard Mayo, cap space will be released. Cap space will be given because you're not paying that amount of money. Also, with the restructuring contract of Danny Amendola, if you were to restructure him now, it would give more leeway to re-sign those players. You re-sign them now, before this season starts. Why? Because you don't want their stocks to rise come next year's free agency period. Because rather than asking for $60 million, they could be asking for $30 million. It's that much of a difference. You want to save money, you re-sign them now. The NFL draft is tomorrow. I hope you enjoy it. It's going to be fun for me, even if the Patriots aren't picking. That's going to do it for me. I'm glad to be back in the studio. This is Sam Gordon, your host, saying so long, and go Patriots.